Do you like the idea of having cold blood run down your arse crack at 6 AM in the morning? There's a sensation of plunging your hand into a pig's diaphragm and pulling out its lungs and heart and all its intestines appeal to you. Do you want to spend all your money on tracking gear and fuel and trucks and knives and veterinarian assistance for your dogs? A list that never seems to end. Can you get your ass out of bed at 4 AM in the morning in the middle of winter? If any of these things sound appealing to you, then you might want to be a pig hunter. Not a bad name at all. Flip 'em and stick 'em, whack 'em and stack 'em. The old boy's hard and deep in the bracket. The dog's gotta work so hard to bring him back home. When the tailgate drops, the bullshit stops. Hunters that yak too much don't catch a lot. Your dog's gotta work even harder to bring him back home. So flip 'em and stick 'em, whack 'em and stack 'em. The old boy's hide and deep in the bracket. Your dog's gotta work so hard to bring him back home. There's 100 hunters in every town, not a lot of pork to go around. Your dog's gotta work so hard to bring him back home.
So flip 'em and stick 'em, whack 'em and stack 'em. The old boy's high, deep in the bracket. Your dog's gotta work so hard to bring him back home.
G'day and welcome to another Clay Tool Stories clip. This week's clip is about getting into pig hunting. So for anyone starting off, thinking about it, or just interested. And the rain is going to come down any minute now. So, join me and enjoy the clip. So before you start spending heaps of money on all sorts of gear and stuff, only to find out that pig hunting's not for you, I suggest you try and meet up with someone else that hunts who's a good hunter. When I say good hunter, someone who's got good ethics and good morals with respecting the prey and their dogs that they hunt. Someone who consistently catches a few pigs. Doesn't have to be big boars, but just someone who's out there doing it all the time and bringing home a bit of wild pork. And you're going to need to give that person something back because they're going to be sharing valuable experience with you. So if you're a big strapping young guy, then the first thing you could say to them is, hey, I'll help you carry the pork out of the bush. And if it's some old fart like me that struggles, then he's going to be, yep, you can come. If you're not so big and you know, you're still, just say, a 13 or 14-year-old just starting off and you don't consider yourself to be Superman, there's other things you can also do. You might say, look, I could bring a bag of dog biscuits along for you. I don't know any pig hunter that turned down a bag of Tux dog biscuits or V8s or whatever you're buying. The big one that'll really get you with another hunter is if you say, I've got a block you can hunt. Very few people can actually provide a good block, but if you do, if your old man's got a farm or something, then you're definitely in. Take it from me. In fact, you can call me, I'll take you pig hunting. Anyway, that's the first point of getting into the lifestyle of pig hunting. And I say lifestyle because it is a lifestyle. If you're a pig hunter, you own dogs, and they are a full-time commitment. There'll be no overseas holidays for you, mate. There'll be no, unless you've got someone to look after your dogs that you trust, you'll be pig hunting all through the winter, and when the summer it's too hot, you'll be looking after your dogs and maintaining them for the next bit of cool weather you can get out and catch a pig again. So there's a starting point for you. Right, we'll talk about the equipment you're going to need. Welcome to my man cave. Okay, now let's assume that you've managed to bribe or blackmail or con or manipulate somebody into taking you into pig hunting. What do you need to take with you? Well, the very most basic thing that you're going to need is a good pair of boots. Without these suckers, you're going to struggle on the hill or wherever you go. So you need good support. If you can afford Gore-Tex ones, great. If you're hunting in the forestry, I would suggest you get yourself a pair of chaps. They're made out of canvas. They will protect your legs from gorse rash, blackberry, and bush lawyer. Now if you're not going in forestry, if you've got a nice creamy block, you'll get away with a pair of gaiters, also known as putties. Gaiters will just look after your legs a bit. As far as pants to wear, well, if I'm hunting in the summer, which I don't do so much in the summer, I use a light pair of these. But don't, whatever you do, don't go in jeans. I know there are hunters that do, but honestly, cotton is not good in the bush. It gets wet, it's constricting. It also gets bloody cold if it gets wet. So there's all sorts of types of pants you can buy. You might want to go in shorts and just wear, a lot of guys do just shorts and chaps as well. And your top, obviously, you're going to need, if it's just, you know, it's common sense, you dress for the weather. So that's your most basic thing. You're going to want to take a knife with you. The hunter you're going out with will have a knife anyway, and he'll probably give it to you and let you stick the pig, but if he's a good bastard on the first hunt. But if you're going to carry your own knife, you want a sheath. Just a simple sheath knife like this is handy to have. And later on you'll need to get yourself a good stick knife. Now, one more thing you can put on your belt is a pair of leather gloves. Now in my belt, this is my belt that I wear, and in here I do have leather gloves in one of the pouches. But that's your most basic stuff for your first hunt. So you've been out enough times to know that you're crazy enough to want to be a pig hunter and commit to it. You know whether you want to be running bailing dogs or holding dogs. You've seen what goes on, and you want to own your own dogs. Okay, I would suggest very strongly that you get a experienced dog, like a semi-retired dog from a hunter that's got one there that's still got a bit of hunt left in it, that's stock proof. That'll save you a whole lot of headaches if it's stock proof, believe me. And I would suggest that you get a young pup to run alongside it, something that's sort of between 9 months old or a bit older, that's good to go on the hill, and you can train it off that experienced dog. Now the next question is, what are you going to be carrying with you on your hip when you're going out with your dog? What will you be taking? Let's look at what's on the belt. Just thinking what I was carrying on my very first pig hunt. I was 8 years old. I lived in the Abel Tasman National Park in Wainui. I snuck off with the Robertson brothers, Wayne and Michael, and we took their father's working dogs. And what did I take with me? I had a piece of binder twine holding a sheath knife like this on my hip, and that was all we had, and off we went. Well, times have changed a bit since then. Let's look at what's on my belt today. Okay, if you're hunting by yourself, it's really important to carry a personal locator beacon. That will save your life and save your relatives and your family a lot of pain and anguish if you get lost, you break a leg or something, so that's important. First aid kit. Now in my first aid kit I've got antihistamines, which I use on my dogs or myself if we get into a fight with a stinging nettle bush or some wasps. I can tell you in the summertime it happens, so take those, they will save you a lot of pain. I carry a water bottle in here, normally it's not in there right now. There's my GPS handheld, which I use to track my dogs. It's also very handy if you think you might be getting a bit bushed. You find out where you are really quick. There's my T5 collars that go on the dogs. I carry 2 torches in case one breaks down, and I also carry spare batteries. And here I carry some ammunition. I carry string to tie the pig up with. I have leather gloves, which are really handy for going through gorse and thick stuff, a real must. Mustn't forget my stick knife. Now I've got a whole video on the stick knife. It's a sword, which I swear by. They're made in New Zealand. They're a bloody good knife. Now there's a whole lot of other stuff that could go on your belt, cameras and telephones, and the list goes on, but that's the basic stuff you're really going to need. Now you're also going to need some decent knives. So your knives, you're going to want a skinning knife, a boning knife. I've got a Japanese butcher's knife. Got a steel to keep the edge on, and a stone to maintain it and keep it good and sharp. Okay, just a very quick look at some of the stuff you need for your dog. You need to have a tracking collar so you know where it is. A hot collar for training it. That is a must for stock proofing, but you have to know exactly what you're doing with that. A dog has a 6-second memory. Anything after that, you're wasting your time. A rip collar, there's a whole heap on the market. That will protect its jugular. Why? Because a pig's tusks, one of those suckers in the side of your dog's neck hits the jugular, you've got about 40 to 60 seconds and your dog will be dead. So you need to think about protection for your dog. The majority of pig hunters here in Nelson and New Zealand where I live are strictly dog and knife. A few guys run baiting dogs. If you are going to go with baiting dogs, then you're going to need to get your firearms license so you can purchase one of these suckers. Get something with a short barrel. This is a Magnum 44. It's stainless, so it won't suffer oxidation on the barrel and components when it gets wet. It's an easy rifle to carry, being short, and I like the Magnum 44. It's a good size round, packs a good punch, and does the job well. I haven't used it a lot because this is my first year with baiting dogs. All my life I've been holding dogs, so I haven't had a chance to blood this too much yet. Forever hopeful. So there's a bit of a gander at the gear I like to use when I go pig hunting. Got plenty of mates that go out in red band gumboots and tracksuit bottoms and rugby shirts and catch heaps of pigs. The gear's not the most important thing. Having the right gear helps, it makes you comfortable on the hill, but the most important thing is just getting out there and catching that pig. Getting up early in the morning. Not drinking too much piss the night before. Getting your bum out of bed and getting in the bush before the sun's up. These views are only my views, not necessarily correct or the right way. More experienced hunters than me, please feel free to comment below and add anything to this to help our young hunters starting off. And young hunters, if you have any questions, put your comments below and I will answer them. Hope you enjoyed the clip. Please rate it and subscribe to this channel if you like this sort of thing. And the rain has finally stopped. And that means I'm going pig hunting. Good luck. Flip 'em and stick 'em, whack 'em and stack 'em. The old boy's high and deep in the bracket. The dog's gotta work so hard to bring him back home. When the tailgate drops, the bullshit stops. Hunters that yak too much don't catch a lot. Your dog's gotta work even harder to bring him back home. So flip 'em and stick 'em, whack 'em and stack 'em. The old boy's hide and deep in the bracket. Your dog's gotta work so hard to bring him back home. There's 100 hunters in every town, and not a lot of pork to go around. Your dog's gotta work so hard to bring him back home.
So flip 'em and stick 'em, whack 'em and stack 'em. The old boy's high, deep in the bracket. Your dog's gotta work so hard to bring him back home.
Track that for me, finder, for all that rubbish and shit. Though blackberry might cut your face, you'll never quit. Hold it, army, hold it, with all your guts. And should he try to break on you, pull him up by his nuts. Bite him on the nuts. Come on, Razorback Ray!
So flip 'em and stick 'em, whack 'em and stack 'em. The old boy's high, deep in the bracket. Your dog's gotta work so hard to bring him back home.
There's wisdom in the old boy's eyes. You get on the other shoulder here, mate. Size. Now your dog's gotta work so hard to bring him back home. Come on, Monty.
So flip 'em and stick 'em, whack 'em and stack 'em. The old boy's high and deep in the bracket. Your dog's gotta work so hard to bring him back home.
Your fucking ball head too, you ball bastard. High on the ridge, looking down on the trees. Stay on the right side of the breeze, cause your dog's gotta work so hard to bring him back home. One last fight.
So flip 'em and stick 'em, whack 'em and stack 'em. The old boy's high and deep in the bracket. Your dog's gotta work so hard to bring him back home. So flip 'em and stick 'em, whack 'em and stack 'em. The old boy's high and deep in the bracket. Your dog's gotta work so hard. Your dog's gotta work so hard. Your dog's gotta work so hard to bring him back home.
It's got more than a hundy, Andy. I don't know, it's a bit more than a hundy.
Never like to over-exaggerate.
Yeah. Hey, where's my hair gone? What? What happened?